Okay, time to dive into a new relax and refresh. I think I want to go back to watercolor. Somebody had comment about this. They could do it for oil. I'm just trying to do stuff. I mean, don't steal things, okay? I pay a lot of money to stay in these hotels, so I don't think the door thing to tell you to make up the room is a big deal. But no, I don't take like robes or towels or anything like that. That's silly. Um, okay, we're going to use Marillion, which is a favorite band. So I'm going to put these in. Ta-da. And we're going to do a face. Now, this is really, really important. So this is a model. I really like her. I wish she was like back in my old figure drawing days. Um, so we have this face, and I'm going to use this one for reference. Okay, so we got these two, and this is just off the internet, some old person painter. And I think she's a current model, but she's a lot on the internet. So we're going to give her the credit. And, but what I'm going to do, let's see if my chair will get a little higher, is, just listen really careful. There's a difference between doing just a head study and doing a portrait. If you do a head study at our school, we just want to get a nice, believable head drawing that has the structure, anatomy, all that. I'm not really worried if it looks like the person. That's like an animation, we put it on model and you're really judging, all the distances. I do a lot of portraits and I have portraits hanging. I have them in a church. I have them in museums. I have portraits hanging in museums. I'm in galleries, a lot of private collections. I've done a lot of portraits. Man, you've got to not only make it look like the person, you have to make it look like what they think they look like. With me, I look in the mirror, I'm expecting to see Brad Pitt with a little bit of Tom Cruise flair. And so it's also what they think they look like. There's a lot of psychology that goes into doing a successful portrait. And again, I've done way more than I want to even think about. This is just a head study. And what I want to do is I want to get the shapes. I was interviewing drawing and painting. We'll get into that another time. But when I asked drawing, what are you all about? There's this huge lists, between the anatomy and the rhythms and the planes and the perspective and, the value and the structure and the gesture. There's a lot in drawing. When I interviewed the paint and I asked the painting, the paint part of it, what do you guys do? They just went, shapes. Well, wait a second. What else? Some edges, mostly shapes, some edges. So that's what I want to do right now. I just want to get lost in doing a head study. So this model is just a guide. So I'll be changing her a lot and I'll be using the other part as reference. Make sense? Okay. Again, we're in the mode of a studio. This is, there's nobody here. I'm not trying to put on any acts or anything. You're just in an artist studio. So again, I work a 14-day week and I really want to get this out there and I'm really going to nail this on you guys. I work like I just got done, took an hour nap, just sitting at my desk, doing some research, fell asleep out cold for an hour, woke up. Now I start my second day. So typically I'll work till 1:30 in the morning, go to bed, wake up around 8, start the next day. So it's usually 2 days per day. I'm silent during that time, absolutely silent, unless there's a phone call. And if I'm doing a rendering, I can do it in my sleep, I'll talk on the phone. But if I'm doing anything deep, like, into the anatomy or compositing video or anything, I can't be on the phone. So the artist is in their head, and that's what we're doing right now. And to do that, you need the band Marillion. So let's do it, okay? So let's put the music on, and let's be artists, okay? So we need to go to that. Here we go. And here we go. So right now I'm drawing with the music. Draw off the midline. So I can feel myself slipping away. And that's what I think is the most important. You just feel yourself. So I got to go back. Put the rhythm chart in any order you want. I'm going to close your mouth because keep it open for your ears. Yeah, I don't particularly like doing the videos. I'm doing them because Corey's telling me to. And for two reasons. Number one, I'm talking. And number two, I don't know the music. But here I'm not talking as much. And I'm my music, so I don't mind doing the videos. Music's gonna crank in a second. Here we go. It's music rhythm. Bam. See, that's what it just, now you're in it. Now the music's moving. You can feel it in the artwork. Side plane. I lost my music. The neck goes behind the ear to the mastoid bone, so you want to be real careful about that. Sternocleidoid mastoid right here. Sternocleidoid mastoid. She has an ear, but we're not going to see it. maybe a little bit. I'm going to give her a windy day. Here it comes. You know, we're in the music. We're there. Now life happens. Top, side, square, face. Start at the top, the forehead, do a cross contour, and just walk down. Really establish the planes. See, I can make the chin a little longer now. So that's how you put it on model. You measure with your pencil. Cross contours help you put things on model if you're animation. Here's my favorite part of the song coming up. Here we go. So I can touch music. I can feel it. I always have. When I was in band, when I was in middle school, the teacher asked me, the band teacher said, "Do you know how to read music?" And I said, "No." He goes, "How'd you survive my class? You made it to the head drummer." I said, "Music talks to me. You have a conversation with it, you know? There's a natural progression. And if it goes off, I just look at you and see what you're telling me to do." He goes, "I haven't had many students like you." I said, "I'm sorry." But started in grammar school. Like, why doesn't everybody do this? But I can actually touch music. I can feel it physically. And then I just transfer it to the artwork. And I don't know. Okay, so there's your drawing. Okay. And the music's going to go in. That was a lost edge. It just fades out. So when I do that, I'll just fade out. Then bring it back in. All right, so she's got, you know, not a whole lot going on here, but she's got a lot going on here. So I'm going to use this for her face. So I like green. So I'll use green for the reflected light. Maybe not. And that's how you get your style. How do you come up with a style? You like it. Okay, you guys can see it. It's a rhythm chart right there. You shake the brush and get the paint out of it. So I go from here to there. So I take the water, the paint will flow. Go on. So you go to the dentist and they're going to give you a shot. They put they'll take a Q-tip and put Novocaine on it and they'll let it sit in there for a while and it numbs it and it gives it a shot and it settles into your skin, And that's what I do with this. When I think of this, I lay it down. I'm thinking it's like at the dentist. And I just touch it till it settles into the paint, to the paper. That's weird. I'm weird. If you tell me I talk too much, that's an insult. I'll ignore you for years. If you tell me I'm weird, that's a compliment. So the paint just flows. That's what I love about watercolor. Just let it go. See, there's two cartilages up there, so I actually do two brace strokes. So you put the water here, it'll move the print. The paint will do the job itself. Just put the water where you want it to go, and it'll follow it. So I'm moving the brush with the music. So the question is, do I know what's going to happen when I put the brush down? Yes. So I knew I was going to get this dry brush effect. Do it thousands and thousands of times. So I know I was going to get that because I know how much water's in the brush, how much paint in the brush. So it's practice. Let's see. I think we'll call it there. I can hear Glenn's voice saying, "Takes two people to do a painting, one to do it, one to take it away before you ruin it." It's just a study. That's drawing. So most of this was drawing, and then the rhythms and the planes, working off center line. Most of that's is drawing, and then the painting, as Schmidt says in his book, with the exception of the physical mixing of the paint and the color, everything else is drawing. So we draw a lot, but painting, oh, I love to paint. I love watercolor. I like the way when I can control the paint, I actually put the paint down and I know where it's going to come. Like if I can put in a water mask in a shape and then touch a warm and then touch a cool and then have the two colors come and it stops where they come together. Oh man, you don't get a bigger rush than that. So, but again, I started watercolor in 1997 and rapidly was endorsed by one of the largest art supply stores in LA, where they just started giving me the best paints and the best brushes and spoiled me. And then I just bought every book and video and everything I could find and did a lot of mistakes, just hundreds, if not thousands of paintings, just trying to get it to predict. And I came up with the wet, satin, and dry. Wet is when it moves fast. Satin, you touch it, moves a little bit, maybe halftones. And dry, boom, doesn't move at all. And that's your cast shadows. And that's your hard edges. And you just work within that. Looks pretty good. I'm in a real chill mood, just loving this. So we're going to move on to some more and do some more meditation drawing. Okay. See you on the next one.